If you woke up today feeling like life is a bit too chaotic, let me remind you. Somewhere in the open plains of Africa, an ostrich is having a worse day than you. And not just a mildly inconvenient day. I mean a whole lifestyle built around running from predators at 70-kilometer age, laying giant eggs that everyone wants to steal, raising chicks that get eaten by practically everything, and dealing with a brain smaller than a walnut. Ostrich life is rough. Beautiful, yes. Powerful, absolutely. But also chaotic. Oh, very. So grab your popcorn, hide your snacks, because ostriches will eat literally anything. And let's sprint, without the 70-kilometer-h requirement, into the wild world of ostriches. Before we dive deep into their trauma, imagine this. You open your eyes for the very first time. You're in a nest on the ground. Not a tree, not a burrow, not a safe, cozy place. No, you're on the ground, in the open, lying in a giant bowl of sand, fully visible to lions, hyenas, cheetahs, jackals, eagles, monitor lizards, and basically anyone with teeth. Congratulations, you have just been born. As an ostrich, being an ostrich chick is like being spawned into the world with a flashing neon sign that says, "Free snacks here." You're cute, fluffy, striped, and delicious looking. Everything wants to eat you. And when your parents are about 2.8 meters tall, they can't exactly tuck you under their wings and hide you. Ostrich parents are giant targets wearing the bird equivalent of a neon "I am here" vest. But even before the chick stage, there's drama. Ostrich eggs are the largest of any living bird, up to 2 calimers, and everything wants them. Jackals? They try. Hyenas? Absolutely. Humans? Don't even ask. When you're an ostrich, motherhood means guarding your eggs like a full-time security guard who never gets a lunch break. Let's rewind to the beginning, the hook properly set. Now the introduction. Ostriches are the world's largest birds. They can't fly. They run extremely fast. They have eyes bigger than their brain. Their kicks can kill lions. They are goofy looking, but also majestic. Silly, but also dangerous. Graceful, but also deeply confused 99% of the time. They're a walking contradiction with feathers. And yet, they're essential for understanding evolution, ecology, and how birds adapted to life on the ground. So today, we're not just laughing at them. We're appreciating their biology, their struggles, and their weird but impressive survival strategies. Before we sprint deeper into the script, let me ask you something fun. If you could have one ostrich ability, speed, kick strength, giant eyes, or unbothered confidence, what would you choose? Drop it in the comments and let's see who picks the power to eat shiny things without questioning it. Now, back to the chaos. Let's begin with the birth story. Ostrich chicks hatch after about 42 days of incubation. That's already a long pregnancy. But during those 42 days, the parents have to protect the nest, and ostrich nests are not hidden. They are literally shallow pits on open ground. Why? Because ostriches cannot fly into trees, build nests high up, or hide eggs somewhere creative. They don't have that architectural skill set. They just dig a bowl and pray. When predators come, and trust me, they do, the parents use their size and speed to scare them off. But if that doesn't work, the female will pretend to be injured, fluttering on the ground dramatically to lead predators away. It's bird acting at its finest. She deserves an Oscar for tricking jackals by pretending she twisted an ankle. But once the eggs hatch, the real suffering begins. Ostrich chicks imprint on everything. The first moving thing they see becomes their mom. The father, the real mom, another bird, a passing scientist, a random goat. Doesn't matter, their brain says, "You move, you tall, you my parent." Boom. Life commitment. And because their brains are tiny, they sometimes imprint on rocks, fences, cars, or zebras. Babies with attachment issues? Already relatable, but don't laugh too hard, because these babies face serious danger. More than 90% of ostrich chicks don't survive their first year. They get eaten by everything. Trampled, lost, dehydrated, overheated, kidnapped by rival ostriches, or simply wander off because their curiosity is stronger than their survival instincts. And speaking of instincts, ostriches have some questionable ones. For example, they swallow shiny objects. Keys, spoons, bolts, plastics, bracelets, you name it. Their digestive system is like a black hole storage unit. It's both impressive and deeply concerning. Now let's talk about adult life, because adulthood is not peaceful either. Adult ostriches are fast. Not just fitness influencer who runs marathons fast, I mean outrun a lion fast. They can sprint at 70 km/h with strides up to 5 meters long. Their running game is stronger than any athlete's. But why do they need to be that fast? Because everything still wants to eat them. Cheetahs? Yes. Lions? Definitely. Hyenas? Absolutely. Humans? Literally all the time. Ostriches rely completely on running because, again, they cannot fly. Imagine being a bird. Who can't fly? The disrespect is unreal. Nature said, "Here, have feathers." And then said, "But you can't use them to escape." Rude, but ostriches do have incredible kicks. A single ostrich kick can break a lion's jaw or even kill a predator. Their legs are basically built-in baseball bats. Yet even with this power, ostriches don't always fight. Most of the time, they just run while making panicked noises. Then there's the brain situation. Yep, we have to talk about it. An ostrich's eyes are massive, bigger than their brain. Their brain is like a tiny chicken nugget floating inside their skull. And while they're surprisingly intelligent in some ways, they also have moments where you can see the confusion. For example, they sometimes get scared of their own reflection and start a fight with a window. They also occasionally forget what they were doing mid-run and stop like, "Wait, why am I sprinting?" They blink. They stare. They continue sprinting. Being an ostrich must feel like living with permanent buffering symbols in your head. But let's not underestimate them. They do have remarkable adaptations. For example, ostriches can survive extreme heat. They can raise and lower their body temperature to reduce water loss. Their feathers protect them from sun and cold. Their long legs keep their bodies away from hot ground. They have one of the most efficient respiratory systems of any bird. Their eyes help them spot predators miles away, and their entire body is built for long-distance running. Still, life is not peaceful. Let's talk mating. Ostrich romance is chaotic. Males dance like they're auditioning for a bird version of Dancing with the Stars. They flap, bow, shake, boom their wings, and try to impress females. It's weird, it's dramatic, it's hilarious. Sometimes the male gets so excited he accidentally trips. The dominant male mates with the major female on who lays her eggs first. Then all the other females lay their eggs in the same nest, like a bird daycare. The major female rearranges the eggs, putting hers in the center for safety. It's the original version of reserved seating. And the males? They help incubate the eggs. In fact, the males sit on the nest at night, when predators are most active, risking their lives. It's surprisingly wholesome. But even after hatching, chicks face overwhelming odds. Weather extremes, predators, disease, competition, everything is stacked against them. Ostrich parents try their best. They lead chicks to food, they show them water, they guard them. But when a hyena pack shows up, the parents sometimes have to choose survival over fighting. That means the chicks become a distraction while the adults escape. Nature is brutal, and don't even get me started on migration. When food becomes scarce, ostriches must walk long distances, sometimes hundreds of kilometers, just to find enough plants to eat. And because they can't fly, this is slow, hot, exhausting travel. Now, here's a funny but sad bit. People think ostriches bury their heads in the sand. They don't. That's a myth. But what they do sometimes do is crouch down low and hope predators don't see them. A giant 2.8-meter tall bird trying to hide by laying flat on the ground is both adorable and incredibly ineffective. Imagine a giraffe thinking, if I crouch, maybe no one will see me. Same energy. But ostriches have more struggles. Parasites, heat, habitat loss, hunting, egg theft. And let's not forget the emotional suffering of being an animal that everyone makes fun of. But despite all the challenges, ostriches are deeply important for the ecosystem. They spread seeds, they graze, they keep grasslands healthy. They act as early warning systems. When an ostrich spots danger, Every animal nearby trusts it. Because if the giant bird that can see miles away suddenly runs, you run too. Now imagine the entire ostrich life summarized. You hatch in danger. You're a tiny fluffy snack. You imprint on the wrong animals. You get chased constantly. You learn to run before you learn to think. Your brain is smaller than your eyeball. You swallow random objects. You can't fly even though you're a bird. You lay giant eggs predators love. Your dating life involves dramatic dancing. Your eyes dry out in the wind when you run too fast. You fight lions with your feet. You lose half your kids every year. You are hunted by humans for feathers and meat. Your whole species is misunderstood. It is exhausting to be an ostrich. But here's the beautiful twist. Ostriches are survivors. They've been around for millions of years, outliving saber-tooths, ancient predators, climate shifts, and all kinds of disasters. They may look goofy, but they're tough. They're resilient, they're fast, they're powerful, and they're perfectly adapted to a lifestyle most animals couldn't survive. So while it might suck sometimes to be born an ostrich, it's also an incredible example of nature's creativity. A reminder that even the oddest creatures can be wildly successful. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the chaotic life of a giant feathered sprinter, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more wildlife madness, and comment below which animal you want me to cover next. Thanks for watching, and remember, life is fast, dangerous, and unpredictable. But if an ostrich can survive all of that, maybe you're doing just fine.